For many of us, spring cleaning involves opening the curtains, shaking out the rugs, cleaning out our closets. But what about your home office? We all have important paperwork like credit card statements and bank receipts and records and wills, insurance policies. It doesn't take long for all of that to add up. And the big dilemma is, how long do we need to keep these documents? When do they need to be updated? When is it safe to pitch them? Well, joining me again are Sutherland and Jason Gaylor, co-owners of ICEbox Solutions, with both answers and a unique organizational system to help us out. So guys, it's nice to see you again.
Thanks for having us.
Jason, I want to start with you. How often should people go through and decide what they're going to keep and what they should throw? Because you know, some people are more pack rats than others. Right.
What happens is that it can be dangerous on both sides. Some of those folks who tend to throw out all of the information, that can be a problem. And also some of the folks who tend to keep everything, should something happen to them, that's an equal type of problem. So it really depends. There's a fine line there for what you need to keep and then how long to keep it and what needs to be tossed out.
So Craig, is there a one-size-fits-all rule with this type of thing?
It really depends on what facet of the ICEbox that you're really using and how you design it, because some documents are meant to be kept a little bit longer, some indefinite, and some really could be done on a quarterly basis or as often as needed to clean up.
Okay, well, let's start with some specifics. Jason, I'll start with you. Let's break it down to some bigger categories. Medical information. Sure. How much of that should you keep? For how long? What can you get rid of?
Really, the main things that we focus on in the medical category are going to be medication checklists, just so that if something, again, were to happen in an emergency situation, someone would know exactly what kind of medical, pills or whatever you're taking at the time. I would also recommend that you would keep track of emergency contacts so that, again, they would know who to contact in case of an emergency. Insurance cards, I mean, things like that are all things that need to be kept, up to date.
It seems pretty obvious, but I would think the other thing might be if you do have a surgery or something, the paperwork that comes from all of that, would that go here as well?
It very well could. A lot of times, especially in the medical field or even in the financial field, all of that information is online or available, to be kept digitally. So that's kind of part two of our system, but something that is also, people need to understand, you don't have to keep all of the physical paper. You can always access that information electronically.
Okay, Craig, another category is estate and insurance. And these are big documents and important documents too.
They are. Typically what you're going to find is people having their will. Very important, and that should be updated about every 3 years.
And people don't do that very often, do they?
They don't. There's a lot of documents inside of ICEbox we've identified that people should, but they really don't tend to give it its due. And so things like your estate plan, that should be reviewed every 3 to 5 years. Things like life insurance, that's a biggie, because as people evolve, especially when it comes to the beneficiary, case in point, you may have a situation where you have a divorce and you had the previous spouse listed as a beneficiary. Well, get remarried and God forbid something happens.
Oh, that could be ugly.
And it happens.
Wow.
But it happens all the time. And so again, just having a diligence with inside of your process to make sure those are updated and everything is kept nice and neat and tidy.
And if also for insurance, if your children get older and they're adults and then they marry, that all changes as well too.
Absolutely.
All right, Jason, the next, banking documents. What should we keep? What can go?
Well, the biggest one's going to be tax returns. We see folks sometimes that have 20 years worth of tax returns or different items like that. We would recommend that you would keep those for about 7 years. In terms of your normal monthly bank statements or investment accounts, again, most of that information is kept online. We would recommend that you would keep your annual statements when they come.
Okay.
You don't need to keep your monthlies, just because, again, you can access that information at sort of the touch of a button. But those are really the main type of things that we would focus on, because, again, people tend to sort of hoard that information.
And Craig, when we're talking about banking documents, is it 7 years because people think I need to keep everything? What if the IRS comes after me? I mean, is that usually a good time frame?
Yeah, typically when it comes to your tax information, anything tax related, whether it be your returns or whether it be from your banking when you made after-tax contributions, just to make sure that you have proof, and that should go around a 7-year time frame.
So then, Jason, how does this ICEbox, and we've been referring to it through this whole thing, help with all of these documents?
What the ICEbox does is it provides you a step-by-step, easy, checklist-based system, so that all you have to do is literally follow the recipe. You just tend to include the items that we've suggested that you include, and then that way and you have the peace of mind of knowing that all of your information is available at a moment's notice and it's organized and easy.
And it takes some of the stress away. And Craig, people are going to want to know, where do I get it and what kind of cost is this?
Yeah, the cost is $59.99 as the retail plus tax, but we're running a special actually from today till the end of May for the daytime viewers. So they can go to geticebox.com and the promo code is daytime, or they can call our office and mention that they saw us on daytime and receive your 25% discount.
Ooh, that's a pretty great discount.
It's a good discount.
And is this a good way for anyone to be able to purchase this product on your website?
It is.
They can do it on the website. They can search Amazon. You know, the Icebox kit on Amazon. We do it both ways.
Good stuff. Thanks, guys. Thanks for guiding us through.
Thank you.
I'm going to be a little careful now about what I pitch. Thanks.